after playing the first one, I kind of jumped into the second one because that's when I finally beat the first one. Because they're not easy games to beat, like at all.
No, you gotta put time, man. You gotta dedicate it.
And it's not like they're hard. It's that it takes time to play them.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy because if I'm spending $60 on a game, I'm
you're
not
gonna wanna
looking
get
for
you
2
wanna get
hours of game.
Yeah, you're gonna want to get your time out of it.
Alright, we gotta go get some of this drop shit.
Speaking of that kind of stuff, like, that's why a lot of people don't like linear gaming most of the time. Because, you know, you're spending your $60 and you want to get the time out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I really like about, like, freaking hack and slash, beat 'em up kind of style games.
Yeah, like probably one of my favorite games is God of War. That's linear, but that's worth your money. Like that's money well spent.
Yeah, because it's just such great gameplay, and it feels great. You feel powerful. And one thing I really like about linear gameplay, and especially that kind of style, is boss battles.
Oh yeah.
Nothing feels better than boss battles. Like I said, Metal Gear Rising, they brought together gaming and all the perfect elements to form the perfect game for me. That was my hands down 2013 game of the year because they brought together gameplay, story, and soundtracking and blended it all perfectly.
The soundtrack for that game
was perfect. The best video game soundtrack I've ever heard in my life, hands down. Because one thing that was so great about it is that the music was powerful, and you know, but the fact that the music, like a lot of it was dynamic and everything, and that the boss fights had like all the bosses had their own like dedicated songs for their things. That when the fight got more intense, the music got more intense, and that kind of stuff. That was amazing. Like I felt like on the edge of my seat, riveted by every boss fight on that game, because they did that. Because they made the music start getting more intense when the fight got more intense, and like all this stuff would happen, and you just felt like just driving on home, and it was just perfect. And when you finally end it, chop that freaking guy to bits, and you're just like, oh. And I just the way how the soundtrack, I just can't get over the soundtrack. I downloaded it freaking because
you have the CD of it, don't you?
Yeah, I had the special one. But I had to. I looked it up and I downloaded the actual like vocal soundtrack, because that one, the CD only had like the soundtrack for just the stages and stuff, not actually like the boss fights, which was what I wanted the most, was the vocal soundtrack with the boss fights. And yeah, I will give it a listen every here and there, because it's just, that was so good.
Yeah,
I just couldn't get over that game, and that was one of the big eye openers for me actually about linear gameplay and why I like it so much, because they had so much gameplay.
My only problem with that game is I am impossibly stupid. It is just a mess to try to teach me something. You can teach me something in a video game, but god damn it, if you don't lay it out and give me 1,000 years to get it right, I am just useless. So when it comes to boss battles, I think I'm on the boss battle with this shield guy.
Yeah, Sundowner.
Yeah.
That piece of shit.
Holy crap. I've figured out how to dodge all of his attacks and what to do. But I cannot slice that shield for the freaking life of me.
Look how you were able to jump up here. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
And that's the only problem. I'm playing that game on normal too.
Oh, I played it on hard my first. Because I like doing that. Every time I play a game, I like to play it on hard mode. On the first playthrough.
I do that for some games, but I know that with that game, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like the PC controls all too much, but I do use the Xbox controller.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, that was the random guy that was shooting at.
But
he probably deserved it.
Oh, the controls are, I'm not going to lie, I do not like the controls sometimes. I'm sitting there, I'm like, alright, blade mode's this. Actually, no. I'm fine with the controls. The one thing kind of close to the controls is the kanji that just pops up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh yeah, no, that wants me to do that. It wants me to like blade mode.
Yeah, it goes into blade mode.
Yeah, no, fucking. I'm like, kanji. Oh, blade mode.
No,
I'm just dumb.
you just had that delayed reaction or something.
Yeah, because I
Hit
just
it
see
too
the
late or
kanji.
something?
I'm like, damn, if I could, if I could read that,
Oh.
these guys would be in hell.
Oh man. Okay, so I've been playing games for a really long time, and I can probably say that I am, for the most part, really good at video games.
I'd say okay.
Not on this, clearly. I was sucky.
You're good at things.
But give me some time, and I can learn it and pick it up in no time. I used to play Call of Duty a lot back in my stupid first-person shooter days. Well, not
still
even
play
first-person
Call of
shooter
Duty
days,
a
but
lot.
more particularly Call of Duty days.
I still play Call of Duty a lot.
And
so
I was at the point where I was carrying teams. because-
I would love to say that, but
And it takes me only like a few, I'd say like 4 or 5 matches to get back into the groove of things with Call of Duty.
yeah, no,
which-
I
which is
understand
not-
completely.
But I just, for the most part, I don't do it anymore. But so I can learn pretty quickly on just games, like video games, and especially like the hack and slash style beat 'em up games. They click with me, man. So like when I played Rising, I already knew what I was doing in like no time.
I was the farthest thing from that. I was that like, what are they? The UGs, the gorillas.
Oh yeah, okay. The UG, yeah, the gorillas were just awful.
Those guys
Yeah,
are
the biggest pain in the ass in the universe.
holy crap. No matter what I try, those guys will always make me use a nano paste,
No,
and it makes me so mad.
I got really good. I was on my like second playthrough of very hard mode, and I can't beat it because that spot right there at the very end
With what is it? Who's the
with
last boss?
with Armstrong.
Armstrong.
Yeah, Senator Armstrong.
Oh yeah, I always called him the senator.
Yeah. Okay. Nano machines, son. Yeah, but like, oh my god, and that part was super freaking badass. I love the dialogue too. It was very well written, man.
It was.
I like the part where he's just like, yeah, you're right. And he's like, no, he said, maybe I was wrong about you. And he's like, oh, I'm finally getting through to you, huh? He's like, yeah, you're not crazy. You're batshit insane. I was like, I geeked out. That game gave me the shit-eating grin, like, so many times, man. And that's how I know a game's really good. When you get that stupid, like, just, you can uncontrollable, gritty, freaking, like, stupid smile where you just look like a jackass with leukemia or something.
I think that is the first time that smile has ever
Been called that. Yeah.
You
Well,
look
anyways.
like a jackass with leukemia.
Well, sorry, I think of Casey's smile.
Oh yeah, the leukemia smile.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I
you know,
got you.
yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Wow, they are.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna
They're
I'll
just
let those tank
bombarding
this.
that doorway, man.
I'm gonna let those guys tank it and just maybe throw a grenade, which ended up back in here.
Okay, they're
Oh,
shutting the
cool,
door.
it's closing.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, no. The only problem that I really had, other than the stuff I've already been describing as my problems, trying to get that really badass feeling from it, was Raiden. He looks like a little freaking girl.
No, I don't think he looks bad. I like his tactical pumps.
In the beginning when he's in the suit and then his face is just right there, I'm like, please put the sunglasses back on.
Yeah, Ryan's a little
Redeem
baby
yourself.
faced. And Ryan's voice also not all that either.
No.
Like sometimes Ryan just sounds stupid. I think I was hanging out with Alec and we were playing and
Where's the rest of
like I was playing and like I was at that part at the end because I was playing very hard mode. Like I couldn't beat it because of that one part where you're unarmed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get you a
And
copy.
like every time he'd hit me, Alec would just be like, ah shit. I'm like, ah motherfucker. God damn my face. Because, like, you know, freaking sometimes Raiden sounds like Zorak.
Raiden,
But I don't know. I still really liked it, and like there was points where I just felt super badass. Like I can take Raiden seriously.
So far,
Like,
I really like the game.
Like the factor of Raiden kind of not being that 100% total soul badass kind of makes me appreciate him just that much more, because he's not that 100% total soul badass. He's like, you know, he's got that little bit that just makes him not so cool. And holy shit. To go back to even more Metal Gear Rising, man, I got the DLCs, they were super fun. The freaking Jetstream Sam gameplay. Because, dude, Jetstream Sam is probably one of the coolest freaking rivals of all time.
Yeah, Spaniard Sam, I love him.
I
call him Spaniard Sam.
Yeah, I know this. I watched the video.
Because he's like, because he freaking sounds Spanish and looks Spanish.
He is Hispanic.
I didn't know if he was like Spanish or Italian.
He's like from, I don't know.
He's not a.
He's from Central America.
All right.
Apparently, apparently, like his backstory was like, his father owned a dojo.
Ooh. In Central America?
Yeah. And his father had a Muramasa samurai sword. You know, like a really, really good samurai sword, you know?
Samurai sword.
Yeah, you know, that Muramasa katana, you know? Or, you know what Muramasa is. It's really good.
Yeah, it's a damn fine sword.
Yeah, exactly.
If I do say so myself.
Yeah. And apparently, like, Jetstream Sam's sword is that sword that's been passed down through his family from generation to generation. And they were saying, like, on the description, like, high frequency blades, they're, you know, the high frequency blades are freaking amazing.
Yeah.
But however, they amplify the quality of the blade that they are before them being forged into high frequency. So having a Muramasa katana, you know, an already super badass sword, and throwing in the high frequency made his sword so much stronger than Raiden's and everything too. Like, he's got like a damn good sword, and he was taught by the dojo with his dad to learn like the type of sword style that he learned and everything was like this one where they taught you like dirty techniques and things like that, like you know, things like sword bashes and things like that, you know, like things that are a little bit
I just not
untraditional.
Like, yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it.
And
untraditional.
Yeah, and so Jetstream Sam is just so cool. I love his freaking just stupidly haughty demeanor. He just takes shit seriously, and he's got like the best shit-eating grin ever.
He does.
That part in the beginning, where he just like sit there and like smiles before he destroys all those dudes. Like, he's got the goofiest smile in the universe.
I like how he's kind of like, where the spoiler alert, where you lose your arm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! If you haven't played the game yet and you haven't played the first mission, oh well. But where you lose your first arm, he's kind of like, your sword longs to bathe in blood. Like, you deny its sword its purpose. I'm like, this has gotten philosophical as shit.
I go, he's like,
and then he whips out a flame sword, and I'm like, all right, yeah, now we're back to.
He said, like,
being a badass.
He said,